Hi everybody, good morning. Welcome to Ropes Chiropractic Clinic. I'm Dr. Don White. We got Dr. Val with us and one of our professional golfers, JJ Henry, today. Remember, when we do these videos, we're talking to you guys about how well chiropractic care can help you in your day-to-day life. We're not trying to teach people how to adjust. You do need to be a licensed chiropractor to be adjusting patients. Now, let's get down to business. JJ Henry, how you doing, man?
Great to see you, Doc. Appreciate you coming in.
Thanks for
Val,
coming in.
great to see you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So we've seen you for a couple of years now, and golfers, believe it or not, do have a lot of injuries. Usually feet, low back, wrists, elbows, shoulders, because every time you hit the golf club, it's a jar through the system. Okay, it kind of jams things up. Mostly for JJ, it's been low back, left hip, and then his feet. Anything else that we've been?
Well, it's just, before we even start, first of all, again, I've been on tour now. This is my 20th straight year on the PGA Tour. So, unfortunately, the kids are getting younger and I'm getting older, so it's not a real good combination. So, living here in town, it's always good to come in and see you guys and your dad, who I know personally from playing a lot of golf. But it's nice to know that when I come home, I have people that really care about me, and I entrust the fact of what they're trying to do. As you said, you do put a lot of strain on your entire body, and to play 20 straight years out there, you're traveling 30 plus weeks a year. It really does take a toll on you as you get older. And I've kind of taken for granted a long time my health, and the fact that I'm probably carrying maybe a couple extra pounds, and I just would go out and I would play golf and things would come natural, my body would feel great. But as I've gotten older now, I'm 44, as I've gotten older, things get a little bit harder. I'm waking up now, my left hip's been bothering me a little bit, I've got some stuff on my right foot. So it's always good to come home and feel like, your body is in as good a shape as it can be to go out and compete week after week. So, I'm in here today, we're gonna do a little work. I'm actually playing on tour next week. So before I do that, I like to try to figure out, not only is my golf game in shape, but mentally and physically, I'm ready to go out and compete against these young kids. And like I said earlier, I've been fortunate now to do it. This is my 20th straight year on tour. I've won 3 times. I've played in the Ryder Cup, a World Cup, and I feel very grateful to be able to compete against the best players in the world week in and week out. But as I've gotten older, it's, and of course we joke too, Doc, it's like, I'm 44. It's the only profession in the world you wish you were 5 years older than you are, because at 50 again, I'll be a rookie and maybe kind of one of the favorites on the Champions Tour. So I'm a little bit in that area now where I've got to try to still keep competitive, do the things I need to do, and hopefully kind of get ready. And I can't thank you guys enough. It's always great to come in here and work with you guys, and just a friendly family atmosphere about it is something really special. You got a great thing going here.
And he left off that he played golf at TCU as well.
I'm a huge horn frog, absolutely. I don't have any purple on today.
Not today.
Tomorrow's
Purple Shirt Friday.
There you go.
We'll do it tomorrow. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to get him, we're going to work on JJ. I'm going to be adjusting his spine, his pelvis, and his neck. Dr. Val's going to work on his feet some. That's like her specialty.
Check his shoulder.
Check his shoulder as well. She's an extremities whiz, genius. I don't know. She's really good at it. So we do address the whole body here at River Oaks Chiropractic Clinic, and also at our other location, Waterside. And remember, that's the location where we have our nurse practitioner and our medical director, so we can offer full spectrum of healthcare over there. Okay, are you ready to get adjusted?
Let's do it.
All right,
let's
get
do
you
it.
laying on your stomach. Take off those shoes.
Shirt off or
no,
shirt
you're good.
on?
You're good. All right, that shirt's nice and thin. We can definitely work with that. Thin but warm. So right here from mid back, that left side of that pelvis. Yeah. Is it just on your follow through, or is it
the left side of my kind of that hip area the last couple of weeks has been bothering me, and obviously it's gotten a little colder out. It feels like it's a lot harder to warm up these days.
Feeling your joints, huh?
Yeah.
Get these shoulders loosened up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You can tell he's a right-handed golfer. It's quite ridiculous, actually. All right, lay on your side, face me over here. All right. Bring this knee up. See this arm. Perfect.
Did y'all hear that crack? Hear that crack on camera?
Let's get you right over here. Lay on your back, face up. Want me to leave cervicals alone,
Yeah,
so you can address it with? Okay.
I'll check with the shoulder.
Mostly right side of that shoulder.
Okay.
Dr. Val's gonna go ahead and take over now.
Alright, so left hip. We already know SI pelvis was involved, but I'm just checking hip mobility, and it's pretty tight for you too.
Yeah, it is.
I can feel
It
some
is.
trigger points that are
Yeah.
firing up. Knee on the right is moving nicely. Calf is loose, except for when I get to the lower portion, and you can probably
Yeah,
feel
it's
the
tight
tension
right
in
there.
there.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that correlates with the heel not wanting to move fully, and your midfoot and toes, specifically the big toe and the last two toes on the outside.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Check that on the left so you can feel the tension as I bring your toes up.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, midfoot
Tight in there,
and the
yeah.
outside two toes.
Yeah.
Big toe on this foot is not as tight as it is on that side. Lack of mobility.
I put a lot of miles on my feet.
Like Dr. Don was talking about, if we're having JJ and doing his swing, there's going to be a lot of forces going through different parts and different joints within the feet as well, left side versus right side. So calf, again, moving really nicely until we get to that
Down
lower
there,
portion.
Yeah.
And your knee is not moving as nicely, and I can feel there's some muscle
Some
tension in
tension
the
in
back
it.
of his leg. And we already talked about the hip. So we are going to get... There we go. I'm going to get you to bring your leg up onto my shoulder, please.
Left leg here.
Yep, and just let it relax. Big breath in and out. Let it go. Good. Good. So different adjustments just to get that hip moving as well, since the pelvis is loose. Now he can get more mobility into that hole, and we're going to follow it down the chain. Yep, one more. Good.
You know, being a
Yeah.
right-handed golfer too, obviously I put so much torque and tension on that left side. So obviously the looser and better I feel, the easier it is for me to transition to the left side.
Yeah.
That's
And the
a
better
huge
mobility
aspect. And the
as
better
well.
mobility for
Yeah.
sure.
All right, so now we're going to work in through getting some more rotation into his knee. And for those that don't know, this is the noise coming from the board and not from his knee. All right, so let that relax. So as we get more mobility into the knee, the muscle that's tense and tight in the back actually releases and then helps again with further mobility, less pain, less discomfort for JJ. There we go.
Yeah.
One more. Fib head is stuck as well. Good. There. So again, just checking again down the calf, making sure everything's loose. And that's not as bad as it was prior to us releasing here. It's got more mobility, but there's still just a little bit more that we're gonna loosen off with this board. Excellent. All right, big breath in and out. Good. I'm gonna bring your leg up. And then we're gonna work on these toes now. A little bit tender there, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
There we go. That's almost there. So what I'm working on here is to get increased mobility as his foot comes up, since that was one of the ones that was restricted as I was testing initially.
And everything's kind of connected to it. That could be what's causing some pain even in.
Yeah, as soon as you have decreased mobility somewhere along the chain, other joints and muscles are going to be
Kind of
first to overwork
Yeah.
to try to make up for that lack of motion. There we go.
Yeah. Feels a lot better.
So if you remember, we're going to work again, lower down onto the right side. And typically as that gets released, it releases the restricted motion in the heel. And we're going to find out if that's the case for JJ as well. There we go. Now it goes both sides in and out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do one more. You're gonna bend your knee. Good. Working through the midfoot again. And these toes. Wonderful. Got them all.
Y'all hear that?
Those of you that can't see, JJ's laying here on the table with his eyes shut. Just relaxing. Just relaxing.
That's all right. Perfect. All right, JJ, we want you to come on up into the chair.
Awesome. Already feel better. Let me sit here in the chair.
Just these, sir. So anything going on with your shoulder?
I get a little tightness in my left side up top here.
Right in
but,
through the
yeah, right in through the mid there.
Mid-back.
But not too bad.
Okay. Let's check. Good mobility in there. Wonderful. Okay. So just lean back here for me. A little bit again on the upper side of the right. Just drop your head into perfect. There we go. Yeah, there is one more spot hanging on in just where you were pointing to in the mid-back, so we'll get you onto your stomach. So again, with the swing, its muscles are activating in through here, and you can feel right there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's this point that he was talking about that was grabbing. Perfect. Big breath in and out. Got it. All right, come on up. We'll just get you to sit facing the wall there.
Now I just need to figure out how to make 5-foot putts and I'll be good to go, right? Make more birdies.
Just sit for me here. All right. And just let your body relax. Just checking again to make sure that we're not missing anything further. Wonderful. How does that feel to you?
I feel great.
You want to check your swing? Just
Yeah,
see if there's
and
anything
again,
catching.
You know, to me, again, when I come in, what I love is just more of the peace of mind that I'm doing everything I can to be able to go out and compete and do my best. And you know, we talked about earlier when we were just talking about it really is the neat thing about golf is the golf ball really doesn't know how old you are. But at 44 years old, I'm out there competing against these 21, 22-year-old kids. But at the same time, I would argue it's probably as important, if not more important, at this point in my career that I come in and make sure my body's right than it is to go out and hit a bunch of 8-irons. So to me, this is arguably the most important thing I do to go out and prepare and get ready for the week-to-week tournaments and the grind of traveling across the country, across the world, like we talked about 30-plus weeks. So just mentally, physically, I just by those couple adjustments and doing things, I feel like now, it's helping my mind even get ready to compete, and that's a huge plus. When the difference, there's such a fine line between maybe missing a cut the 1 week and arguably having a chance to win a tour event and changing your year, or potentially changing your whole career. So I can't thank you enough for everything you guys do to help me. And
well, we're happy to help. We're happy to help everybody out there. And you're getting close to wrapping up the season, right?
Absolutely. So
a few more weeks.
Yeah. So it's important, like anything else, kind of my downtime is to make sure I stay in shape and do the things.
And we do see JJ a lot more during the off season than we do obviously when he's traveling 30-something weeks a year. But just like with you all, I'm not a pro golfer. I'm actually a pretty poor golfer, but I do need all the help I can get. So I do make sure I get adjusted and I get some tips from him before I go play. Now, those of you out there, you might not be a golfer, but there are things that you can do. Chiropractic would be great just for increasing your quality of life as far as living a more pain-free life. So that's something else to think about, okay? We'll have you back on another time, another video. Does that sound all right?
Yeah, I'll say one other thing too. A lot of people sometimes might be scared about getting on tables and doing a lot of cracking and different things. And, even for me, before I really started working with you guys, I was a little bit like, oh, what's going to happen or how's it going to work? And I'm telling you, for those even that have never really had a lot of work done, it's incredible how good you feel after the treatment. And we've only been working for 10, 15 minutes here, and it's just unbelievable how much better you feel after a couple little adjustments. So even if you've never had any kind of work like this before, I would really encourage you to come in and just get a treatment and just treat, because I guarantee you're going to feel a lot better.
So while you're watching the video, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook pages, give us a shout if you have any questions or if you're ready to get on the schedule. If not, keep watching for our videos, and we'll see you real soon. Thanks for watching today.
Thanks, guys.